MRS Oil Nigeria PLC has refuted allegations that it imported contaminated products into the country. A press release by the management of the company titled PMS Contamination in MRS Retail Stations gave a detailed account of the amount of refined fuel it received, how it flagged the contaminated fuel, distributed to just 8 of its outlets, quarantined those outlets, and contacted the Nnpc with its findings. Speaking of the Nnpc, the Nigeria's National Petroleum Company has apologized to citizens for importing adulterated premium motor spirits, popularly known as petrol. Group CEO Mele Kyari explains that the quality inspectors failed to detect the high level of methanol in the product at the point of export in Belgium and at the point of arrival in Nigeria. Mr. Kyari did not give the date of import, but said that the Nnpc found out about the situation late in January.
Very, very difficult period for us. And it's very important to update our customers and the members of the general public on the ongoing efforts by Nnpc and other stakeholders, including you, to resolve the issues generated by the unfortunate supply and discharge of methanol-blended gasoline in some Nigerian depots. Precisely on the 20th of January, Nnpc received a report from our quality inspector on the presence of emulsion particles in the PMS cargoes shipped to Nigeria from Antwerp, Belgium. Nnpc investigations revealed the presence of methanol in 4 of the PMS cargoes imported by our DSTP suppliers, including MRS, Emadev High Energy, AY Mekipi, Britannia U Consortium, Oando, and also our own company, Dick Oil. Cargo quality certificates issued at Load Port, which is Antwerp, Belgium, by Amspec Belgium, indicates that the gasoline complied with Nigerian specifications. The Nnpc quality inspectors, including GMO, SGS, JOCHEM, and G&G, all world-class surveyors and inspectors, conducted tests on this before discharge and also showed that the gasoline met Nigerian specifications. As a standard practice for all PMS imports to Nigeria, the cargoes were equally certified by inspection agents appointed by the midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authority as products that met Nigerian specification. It is important to note that the usual quality inspection protocol employed in both load port in Belgium and our discharge ports in Nigeria do not include the test for percentage of methanol content, and therefore additive was not detected by our quality inspectors. In order to prevent the distribution of the petrol, we have ordered the quarantine of all unevacuated volumes and the holding back of all affected products in transit, both on trucks and in marine, and our partners are cooperating with us to achieve this. We'd like also to emphasize that all defaulting suppliers have been put on notice for remedial actions, and Nnpc will work with the authority to take further necessary actions in line with subsisting regulations. May I also emphasize that this is a very unfortunate situation. We apologize to Nigerians for this situation. However, we assure Nigerians that we are currently sourcing additional cargoes to ensure product sufficiency, and we do not see any danger or any supply disruption in this situation. I'd like to thank you for your patience, and we remain committed to serving you. Thank you very much.
All right, Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu joins us now to discuss further. Chika, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of?
Again, you continue to see the shame of a nation. The shame of a nation that African largest producer of petroleum, and then we can't even produce any petrol that we can use in our country. No refinery is running here, and so you will see this is symptomatic of just the whole thing, the whole failure in the process, and you are seeing it's like the cause and effects. We are seeing effects, so but to be able to resolve this problem, it's not this kind of thing that these people are talking about, this press conference are addressing. It's what is actually the root cause.
Right.
What's the root cause? The root cause has to do with the fact that, we have not taken control. This nation has been wasting billions of dollars on, turnaround maintenance for refineries.
Yeah.
And then, as I said yesterday, people are walking to the bank rich among us, in the political parties, champions in the political parties, both of them, and everybody knows them, and they have taken all the money, and the refineries are not working. And then also the Nnpc people or whoever, the EPR, I don't know, who are supposed to supervise this turnaround maintenance, are also working around. Some gotten promotion, some richer than everybody, and then the country is suffering for this. See, the Nnpc runs what they call the direct sell, direct purchase arrangement, whereby based on its own criteria, you select some companies. You heard the Nnpc MD mention some of them, including the Nnpc trading company called Chika Oil, who they give crude to go and sell in international markets, and in exchange bring in products, cargoes for the country, and principally PMS. And this is the way it works. And of course, there are suppliers to Nnpc. So everything comes to Nnpc. It's not as if like Owando they mentioned, or MRS mentioned, will import that PMS and take it to their stations, do their own calculation and be selling, and then like business people. No, Nnpc everything comes into Nnpc, and an Nnpc there's a landed, there's a cost, there's a cost for a calculation for the landed cost in Nigeria, which has about 9 components, starting principally from the price of crude and other freight charges, lightering charges, and the insurance and some other costs, about nine components that make up the landed cost of the crude, of the PMS. They add admin costs before they arrive at the real cost. And then what's happening now is that even though the landed cost comes far higher than 162 naira,
right,
because of what's happening in our country, where the Nnpc is meant to sell that at 162 naira. Therefore, these companies, Wando, MRS, who ordinarily should be importing and fuel on their own account and selling their station directly, don't get involved in the business. They just bring it for Nnpc to take, and then go to Nnpc and collect, and be selling at 162 naira.
Yep.
And that's where the subsidy comes in. So because it's not a profitable business for these other companies, the Andos of this world, they don't get involved in it. And that is the major issue that we have. That this business is not like a business. We have people like importing rice or importing beans or importing some other commodity and then going to the free market and selling it and stuff like that. So that's what we're facing. So in our country now, you saw what happened. Subsidy was supposed to be thought about being removed. Now, everybody went out to the streets, or said we're going to go out to the streets. And so the government has put in 3 trillion naira.
Yeah, to account for subsidies.
Subsidies.
Yes,
So let me put it out there for everybody to hear that the subsidy that we are enjoying, in quote, or supposedly enjoying, is represented by the bad roads that we have, the decrepit hospitals that we have, the weakness in security issues, challenges that we have, and so on and so forth. Because you see, I tell people that when people say government money, where is the government money?
Right.
It is what? What's our quota? 1.6 million barrels a day.
Which we have barely even met.
We have barely met.
Right.
At 60, 70, 80, $90 per barrel. That's what the whole country is sharing. And now we're not getting the benefit of it. The director of budget has said that after about $63 or so, that it's not profitable for Nigeria.
Right. Because
of these issues to talk about, these subsidy issues to talk about. So every other country that is producing oil is celebrating. Now oil prices are going to $90 per barrel. But Nigeria, we're not getting any benefit from that. So let it be known to the whole citizen that this is what's happening. Now, let me put it out there also that people like us, for example, who on one hand will carry placard and say, don't remove subsidy, don't remove subsidy, don't remove subsidy. NLC, don't remove subsidy, don't remove subsidy, don't remove subsidy.
Yes.
Everybody said don't remove subsidy. On the other hand, people are coming and say, increase our salaries, pay us this,
Right.
pay us that. From where? What revenue?
Good question.
So we don't do politics here.
Yeah, of course.
We discuss economics.
Yep.
So the reality is that, let's everybody understand it. As you're traveling on the bad roads, try to understand that there's no money. Our capital expenditure is how much? 3 trillion.
Interest expense is almost as much or even
that,
more. Yeah.
You know, so you will find that all these issues, present us the new 2023 presents us a new opportunity to discuss as a nation where we are headed, what we want to face. Because you see, me and you have been on this program for in the last 1 year, 2 years. I've been telling you that we cannot continue to live in, we can't survive.
You've said it
on subsidy
said it several times. Yeah.
We can't continue to carry this. So what's happening now is that we subsidy 3 trillion. What's happening? We're going out there more to what? Borrow more.
Yeah.
Now people are saying, oh, government is borrowing. It must add up.
Right.
Where would the revenues come from?
That's a good question.
If we're doing subsidies of 3 trillion already, how much are we earning from oil? So the government has to go out there to do what now? Borrow. I'm not supporting that, but I'm just saying the realities on the ground. If you want to, you can't make an egg without breaking. You can't make an omelette without breaking the eggs. Yeah. So there are challenges in our country. So the midstream people, the Nnpc people talk. Everybody talking about this now. There are costs involved. As I said yesterday, a nation that's interested in GDP, growing economy, won't be doing like this, behaving like this. What are the individual costs to individuals? I read something that the government said they're going to compensate people who have lost money or lost equipment, or your cars have been spoiled and so on and so forth. But you see, what is it just smacks of the kind of responsibility we have in our country. How don't you check the critical elements? They said that they've not been testing for this methanol or stuff like that. I don't know why they don't test for it. But it's critical now that these things have to be tested. So if we're not importing this, what is our
alternative?
What
are we going to do?
But let me put it out there too, that people are saying, okay, NLC is saying, let the refineries come on stream. Guys, when the refineries come on stream, the principal input to refinery is what? Crude oil. And so when crude oil enters the refinery, if the international price of crude oil is $90 per barrel, that's the first element of the cost that will enter the petrol sold in Nigeria if it's going to be produced by a refinery. The same thing with Dangote refinery.
Which you visited? You visited that refinery?
We visited with Dangote refinery. So then they start adding other costs. Of course, there's some costs. There's this cost they call lightering costs. That's one of the 9 elements of the cost added to arrive at the standard at the landed cost, which has to do with the fact that when the big vessels come into Nigeria, they have to be offloaded to the smaller vessels because our port, Napapa port, the draft is not too much. It's not about 7.5 meters, so you can't take higher vessels. So that's infrastructural issues that we need to sort out to enable us to eliminate those costs in arriving at this price of final price of PMS in our country.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much for the breakdown. Appreciate you coming in.